Imagine donating design books to the shelter. Why would somebody do that?
There was a time my house was neat and so was I. I was thinner back then. I would go out with my friends, but somehow that's gone bye-bye. Now I look around. There are piles strewn about. Is this dirty or clean? I'm finding out what it means. This is not just a house, it's a depression nest. I don't know how I got here. Depression nest, I don't know where to start. Depression nest caving in on me. My life is simply falling apart. Depression nest.
Today, I need to continue cleaning, and I wanted to take some stuff to the storage unit, like tomorrow maybe. So I think I'm going to continue cleaning the side of the stairs, because I feel like if I can clean the side of the stairs, then I could use the side of the stairs for stuff, other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 100% sure if that's the best move. I have some stuff going on in my room. I think I'm going to try to get through this side of the stairs. And then if it doesn't take too long, then I'll get into the room as well. Man, I just looked down and saw those books. Do I want to do books today? Or do I just want to? It don't look like nothing is over there. Some boxes of vacuum and picture frames. I think we can do books. I think we can do books. And then I'll take them to the Goodwill or somewhere. Oh, maybe a women's shelter with like some, because I got some black books. You know what I'm saying? I got black ass books. So maybe. Okay, yeah. Let's do books. I'm going to go get my microphone. BRB. Y'all would be so proud of me because I actually left the house today. I went all the way to Joliet because they had a 50%. Stop. I'm not even going to tell you. They had a 50% off lighting. Stop. Stop. I'm looking for something very specific. I recorded the whole thing, and then when I went to push to stop the recording, I guess I held the button too long, which I know that I have to hold the button to turn it off. So I guess I held it a little too long, but not long enough to turn it off. And it said recording canceled. Huh? So my whole shopping trip to Joliet, where I walked around the store and talking to the camera and look at this, look at that. This cost this much, da 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 da. Just disappeared. I'm gonna get my tripe. I'm trying not to show y'all what I'm working on because I got a video for that later. Don't look. Don't look. I think, first of all, nope, let me focus. I was about to say, first of all, let me look up a shelter that I could take stuff to. But see, that would have got me off track already. So remember in that book that we read in January, she was like, you should do your piles in red already, didn't read, and just don't want or whatever. I think I'm gonna just go off of vibes. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna just go off of vibes. Okay, I'm gonna put them in like, order of like, I think I'm gonna put them in like order of subject first. And then I'll be able to see like, now I don't need all them decorating books. You know what I'm saying? But if I just go one by one, I'm gonna be like, yep, I want that, I want that, I want that. And then it's still gonna be a lot. If I don't want something, I'm definitely gonna put it to the side. But if I do want it, I'm gonna organize it by subject. Let me think of a story time to tell y'all, because I know y'all like story times. Let me think of something good that I never told y'all before. Let me stop because my brain can't do more than one thing. I feel like I've told all of my stories. Like, y'all know my whole life at this point. I could tell you a story about my first real, I had boyfriends before this, but I could tell you a story about my first real boyfriend. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be cute. Okay, so first of all, let me give him a fake name. I'm not gonna remember the fake name, so I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm gonna call him Michael. Okay, so I don't know if y'all know my life like that, but I grew up for the most part early on in Chicago, right? In Dalton, where that lady, that mayor that's been doing all that funny business, where she used to be the mayor of, because she just lost her election. But anyway, did y'all read these? Napoli Ever After, Napoli Married. I spent like 4th through 8th grade in Dalton, Illinois. And then these gonna be like my regular books. And then my mama had met, I don't even know where she met this man, but she met a man from Mississippi. And that is how I ended up moving to Mississippi. My mama married this man, and we ended up moving down to Mississippi. Now, boom. Oh my God, y'all. This right here, this was actually good. It was kind of spooky. I've never read like a scary like drama book before, but it was actually pretty good. Like, it's kind of old, I think, but it's a black guy. Anyway, okay, so boom. I am starting 9th grade in Mississippi. First of all, let's set the scene. Okay. I don't even know the language. I do not speak Southern yet. I don't even understand it. I didn't have an ear. I have it now. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, oh, no, there's too much time. Talk real country to me. You know that football player that's going viral a little bit? What's his name? Xavier Leggett or something like that?
What's going on, Pastor Nation, man? This is Xavier Leggett here, man. I'm just here with a weather report. It's a little bit cloudy out here, a little bit of rain. It's been raining all morning, but we're really excited to practice in the weather here, man. Good weather, it ain't too hot. Let's do it.
I could understand him clearly. I don't have any problem understanding that man. But I understand the people who can't understand him, because that's how I was in the beginning when I first moved to Mississippi. For single people who still understand the value of relationships. This Smidley, look at the size of this magazine. Baby, this is not a book. Y'all remember this guy? This is Rob Hill Sr. Y'all remember him? Didn't he have some drama or something like that? What happened to him? He was like the first little relationship guru that was all over the place. What happened to him, y'all? Put in the comments what happened to him. I'm nosy, and I'm not going to remember to look it up. Okay. I don't want this. So that's a no for me. Maybe I'll put my nose up here. I don't think I read this. 3 continents, 2 cultures, 1 love. Okay. picture it. July 1994. Okay. What is this? Questions to ask before getting married. Men, do you expect to be mothered? This is called The Big Black Book. It has to be one of my mama's books because it's like a book about everything. Buying timeshare in vacation condo, house sitting checklist, vacation like a multimillionaire, 4-star dining in Dallas, Los Angeles restaurants, best restaurants in Chicago. I bet none of this stuff even exists anymore. Crickets, I ain't never heard of none of these things. She folded the page on the real estate section. Oh, on the divorce planning section. Okay. I put it in a maybe. That's a maybe. Student Bible. This my mama's or mine? First of all, should I throw this away or donate? It has all these like stains in it. I don't know why I'm acting like y'all gonna give me an answer right now. Well, I'm not live. I forgot I wasn't live. I think I'll recycle it. Is that blasphemous to throw a Bible away? How are you supposed to discard of a Bible? Everything you need to know about the good book but never learned. This is cute. Do one thing every day that scares you. I love these types of books, but I just never do them. Like I can never just be like, yeah, I'm gonna commit to doing this whole book. This one is Until Today, Daily Devotions. Oh no, somebody wrote in it. I have a really hard time with somebody like inscribe something to me. Tracy, I hope this book will help you with your day-to-day life. You are a very bright person with a whole future ahead of you. Good luck, Summer. Summer was my first roommate in college. Aww. I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna do the devotions. And she gave it to me in August of 2001. Oh, that must have been my college graduation present. Appreciate ya, Summer. Love you, girl. Okay. Where am I in the story? I'm annoyed with myself. Charity like took me to this party where I met other people that was going to my school, and she introduced me to this guy who was going into, being a senior, and his sister, her name was Trina, and Trina was going to be in my grade. And so I was like, oh, cool. Like I'm meeting people who's going to be at my school in my grade, like in my class. And so, but I'm meeting them in the summer. So it was taking some of the edge off of the first day of school. You know what I'm saying? Now, keep in mind, I'm from Chicago. And I don't know if y'all remember, but in the 90s in Chicago, we was wearing, the early 90s in Chicago, we was wearing boy clothes. We looked like boys, like straight up Jinko, baggy, cross colors, damaged, like that was my uniform. Like I was looking like straight up crisscross. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one time, now school start, right? Boom, school start. First of all, remember that girl Trina I told you about? Shout out to Trina. My mama was dropping me off first day of school. I get out the car and I was like looking back, watching my mama drive away, and I kid you not, I saw Trina driving into school. First day of school, 9th grade. Trina drove. She had a car and she drove it. Apparently in Mississippi, you could have a permit or something at 14. You could drive at 15 at that time. Now it's changed. But at that time, people was driving young. She drove herself to school that day. I remember I was like, that's Trina. That's the girl I just met over the summer. And I remember walking in like, she's driving? I was shook. I was still playing with Barbies. Hello? This girl driving to school. I was like, oh, they grown. These are grown kids. I don't know what's going on up in here. Boom. I walk in. Everybody is dressed different. Ain't nobody dressed like me. I clearly stand out. I don't remember what my hair was doing back then. I feel like I probably had something gelled to my forehead, of course. And I had on, I remember my first day of school outfit. It was a striped Jinko shirt, big baggy Jinko shirt, a Jinko blue jean vest, and big ass Jinko shorts that was damn near culottes, but they were shorts. They was just big because Jinko. All the girlies in Mississippi was dressed feminine. They had on skirts, dresses. It's first day of school. I was like, it was giving very much like a movie, because the way that I walked in and I kind of like stopped and I like looked around, and it was like people everywhere, like milling, like basketball players, like throwing the ball to each other, people pushing, get off me, ah! People, hey man, what's up, man? It was so much like a movie. I was just like, boom. I go to the office because I guess I'm supposed to go to the office for my first day or whatever, because I don't, whatever. And so they was going over my schedule. They told me where my first class was. They showed me where my locker was, and my locker was right by my first class. So they was like, oh, here's your locker. Like, I walked upstairs with this white lady. They showed me my locker, and then they made sure I knew how to open it. And then boom. Oh, first, let me tell you this. I went to I don't know if it was my next class, but one of my classes was AP biology. I was there kind of early, like I got there and I just grabbed a seat and sat down. And then this one black kid came in, his name Ronald. Ronald came in and he sat directly in front of me and turned around. You knew, like straight off the bat. Then another black kid came in named Genario. And then a black girl came in named Michelle. Now Michelle, if you would have stood us both at the front of the class, it was giving polar opposite. It was giving, she was very much prissy, bougie, and I looked like a boy because that's what the style was. She had on a skirt with like, you know how people used to wrap them scarves and like tie it right here, and it was like a little loose thing. It was like a scarf decor, a piece of accessory or something on her. And I remember she sat down like in the row adjacent, and then Ronald was like, oh, Michelle, this Tracy, she from Chicago, da da da. Like he introduced me to all the black people. I'm like, cool. So she was very, she was nice, but I instantly was like, I don't know if we're going to be cool, because she was very prissy, very bougie. And that was just off my first day meeting her, like very much giving hoity-toity, okay? But spoiler alert, we became friends later because we was both on the cheer squad. So, don't worry about that part. We became friends later. And she was funny as hell, actually. Nobody knew that shit. She was funny as hell. So, boom, these two girls that I had met, they were twins, okay? Roydale and Albertine, okay, they were sisters.
Roydale and Albertine's grandmother and my grandmother, okay, they were sisters.
So they were twins. And I remember, I never forget, both of the twins, this other girl, named, I forgot that girl name, but it was like 3 or 4 people that came up to my locker. I don't know what class we was getting ready to go to, but they was like, hey, so who you like? Now, this wasn't the first day of school, but this was still like very early on in the process. I was like, nobody. I don't even know these folks, whatever. Let me get a new book, a new thing of books while I'm talking. Okay, so anyway, I'm probably telling this story all out of order, but just know that some girls came to my locker, and they was like, who do you like? Now, at the time, I still didn't know people's names, but I would catch eyeballs with this guy. I didn't know his name, but I had colored contacts, right? And I had a lot of different colors. I had hazel, green, gray, and purple. And I would change them out based on the outfit I had on. Again, Chicago, hood shit. Get with me. And so we had, whatever our schedule was, me and Michael, we would always pass each other on the stairs. Like he would be going up and I would be going down every single day. And every single day, I had a different eyeball color. I'll never forget, I had on a purple Guess outfit. Your girl used to care about how she looked. I'm gonna tell you this. Your girl used to dress, okay? Back in the day, your girl used to dress down, okay? She don't do that no more, okay? Don't worry about it. Your girl barely gets out of bed, okay? Okay, boom. I got a new bin. New bin of boxes. It was hairy there for a second, but I made it. Okay. Not a Katrina book. Oh, man, that's crazy. Because you know what? This is history. All about me. I wrote in this book 3 times. I stole this book. I actually stole this book. A game you like to play, Blind Man's Bluff. What's that? Y'all know what I'm talking about right there? Blind Man's Bluff. That don't even sound familiar. A game I like to play. I stole this book too. Y'all, your girl used to be a shoplifter. Real bad. All through college. Real bad. Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. What happened?
4 hours later.
So much has happened. My friends called me on FaceTime and I was still going through the books, but I was on the phone with them. So I'm almost finished with this second. I'll show y'all. Hold on. Oh, it's on my face. Sorry. Okay. Oh, child. That was hard. That was hard work. So I'm almost finished with this. Ugh. Okay. I don't remember where I left off in the story. Oh, the people had approached me at my locker, like, who you like? Looking back, I think they was being not messy, but trying to figure me out, who I was gunning for. I wasn't gunning for anybody, first of all, but I think they was trying to just make sure that I didn't like who they like on some, that type of stuff. Cause they was on some, tell us who you like and we'll hook you up. Like, we'll introduce you, da-da-da. And I was like, I don't really don't like anybody. They was like, no, you think somebody is cute. Like you been eyeballing somebody. Like who is it? Da da da. And it just so happened that my locker and Michael's locker were like maybe 10 steps apart. His was on the other side of the hallway and further down, and mine was right here, right? So when they were like, no, who do you think is cute? Who do you think is cute? I did like this to see if he was at his locker, and I was like, that guy right there, I think he's kind of cute. And they all were like, and then they said, Michael? They're like, Michael? I was like, shh. Like, they was loud. Michael? I'm like, he right there. Like, be so for real. Are you serious? So, literally, one of the twins grabbed my wrist and pulled me over there. I was like, no. Keep in mind, I think I was 14 at this point. Like, birthday had already happened, whatever. I'm 14 now. And here she go. Michael, this is Tracy. Tracy, this is Michael. Tracy thinks you're cute. I was like, And I remember he was like, oh, really? Or something like that. I was like, oh my God. Shoot me now. I was like, just kill me. And then, we was doing all of this between classes. Like, I was just supposed to be grabbing my books and going to my next class. What is this? And he was like, I'm going to come see your locker after, after the last bell, basically. I think he asked me what lunch I got. And I was like, I got second lunch or whatever lunch I had. I don't remember. And then he didn't have the same lunch, I don't think. And so he was like, I'll come to your locker after, the last bell. I'm like, cool. So boom, he comes to my locker. And first of all, I was geeked. I had my eye on the clock, baby. It was like, I was thirsty face ass. I got to my locker and he wasn't at his locker yet. So I'm trying to put my stuff in slow. I'm all like, I'm organizing stuff. Don't need no organization. I'm going through my pockets like I'm looking for something like, oh my God, da da da. And then he finally shows up at my locker. So I think he asked me for my phone number. Like, what's your phone number? I'm gonna call you, whatever. And so we had started passing notes, stuff like that or whatever. And I think in one of them notes, he asked me to be his girlfriend. I really don't know. I could be making that up. I don't know if he asked me over the phone or in a note, but I want to say it was in a note. And it was on some circle yes or no type stuff. And so, of course, I said yes. And then we was a couple. We was a couple for the rest of that year, the rest of that school year, right? The whole summer. Now, it's hard to keep a teenage relationship going through the summer. The whole summer. And then, boom, we starting back school. We still together. And now we're one of the couples. Like we have established ourselves as Michael and Tracy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we was like together all times. If you saw him in the hallway, I was not far behind. We would watch fights together, like fights in the hallway. He was just very sweet. I remember him having a very calm demeanor. I don't really remember much about him in terms of what kind of boyfriend he was or anything like that. I really don't remember. Imagine all of that, just dressing alike, holding hands, frolicking, screwing, and he got a car. And I don't know what I thought Cause I have been in relationships before, or like, little puppy love type situations before. But this was my first like legitimate heartbreak. I don't know why the other breakups that I had never really fazed me. Like, me and my best friend in junior high, we used to switch boyfriends. I'd be like, oh, I don't like so-and-so no more. I like your boyfriend. She'd be like, oh, I like your boyfriend. Boom, let's switch. Like, we did not care. We weren't, our feelings were not into it like that back then. I don't know what that was, but I wish I would have found a way to hold on to that. Like, whatever that little feeling of not giving a damn, I should have held on to that. That was the but he broke up with me because he wanted to start riding other girls around in his car. I remember we was on the phone and he was like, yeah, because I had heard that he took a girl home from school. Because, I have cheer practice after school. So he usually had basketball practice. So it was usually like, we both after school. But for some reason, he decided to take this young lady to her house and come back to school for basketball practice. And I heard about it. Of course, it got back to me. Like, oh, did you hear Michael took so-and-so home today? Huh? So, boom, we talking on the phone later that night. And I'm like, I heard you took so-and-so home. He was like, yeah, she needed a ride. Her brother couldn't come pick her up, da-da-da, something. I'm like, why she pick you? He's like, I don't know. I was just around. I'm like, And then he was like, but you know what? I wanted to actually talk to you about that because and then he basically was like, this is the most teenage breakup ever in the world. He was like, I want to like not feel bad when I have a girl in my car. And I was like, why do you want to have other girls in your car? And he was like, cause I'm a teenager. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I was like, so you're breaking up with me because you want to ride other girls around in your car? And he was like, I mean, yeah. I was like, okay. Boom. And that should have been a sign. The way that I responded to that breakup should have been a forewarn of how my depression activates. Okay? Because the way I was bedridden, and I remember my mama came to my room and she was like, Tracy, it's other fish in the sea. Okay? And I was like, I don't want other fish. I look like I had so much fun in high school. Okay, y'all, my battery finna die. So, that's all for this episode. That was just me sitting down and talking for a long periodically time. If you have depression, you are not alone. Be sure to stay tuned because I'm feeling better, so I'm going to start getting shit done. Okay? And in order to stay tuned, you got to what? Stay here. That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Love you so much. Bye. Something forbidden that you have done that might even surprise your closest friends. Stripped at a strip joint for one night.
Yeah. You the bomb in your face with the hot by there. Work it out. Don't stop by there. I can't afford to lose.
She was like, no, I'm still a virgin, but I do butt stuff. You guys have to understand how naive I was, like how much of a good kid I was. I thought for a very long time that being a virgin meant you did it, meant you already did it. I think I got that confused because Virgin Mary and then she had a kid. So I got confused by that. I'm like, oh, so a virgin means you had sex. So people would ask me if I was a virgin and I would be like, no. And they'd be like, really? You did it already? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I meant yes.